Power Designer provides you total control over the information that you display on your diagram symbols through display preferences. Here we're looking at a physical data model representing a database schema. When I zoom into the employee table symbol, we can see that it displays the name of the table, a list of table columns with their data types and associated keys, and an indication of whether the table will be generated or not. You can change the information displayed on your symbols by selecting Tools, Display Preferences, and then selecting the object you want to change in the content list. Here we'll take a look at tables. The table properties that you can display are listed on the left, while on the right are a series of group boxes which let you control the attributes that will be displayed for collections of sub-objects. Here we have columns, keys, and indexes. Here's the option that shows the name of the table, and you'll see that I can alternately display the owner and name. And here's the option which controls the display of table columns, with various options for filtering them. If the object has an Advanced button in the bottom right corner, you can change the options that are available to allow or even enforce the display of any object property. The Customize Content window lists the options available in the Display Preferences window. This exclusive choice option provides the radio buttons which let me choose between displaying the name or the owner and name. Then there's a separator which draws a horizontal line across the symbol, followed by a number of properties and collections of sub-objects. If I click the Generate property, you can see there are several options to specify. I can set a label for the property. This is for use on the Display Preferences dialog. And as this is a Boolean property, values to show on the symbol for true and false. If I don't specify any value for true and false, then the property will only display on the symbol if it is true. I can also specify the alignment of the property on the symbol. If I select the mandatory option, then the property will always be displayed on the symbol, and there will be no option to suppress it in the Display Preferences window. When I select the Columns item, which is a collection of sub-objects, you can see that I can control the attributes that are available for display and define any number of filters. There's also an option to limit the number of lines that will be displayed from the collection. You add or delete properties to the list using the tools in the toolbar. I'll add the ability to display either the creation or modification date of a table. I start by clicking the Exclusive Choice tool. I provide a label for the option in the Display Preferences dialog and choose to display it as radio buttons. I'll also make the display of one of these dates mandatory. Then I add the attributes that users will make the choice between. I provide a label for this option in the Display Preferences dialog, add a prefix to place before the value on the symbol. And then finally, I move the choice up to under the table name. Next, I'm going to make the list of procedures associated with the table available to display. If I don't specify a label, the name of the collection will be used in the Display Preferences dialog. Next, I'll define what columns to display. I want to display the name, creation date and owner, but make only the name mandatory. Finally, I'm going to add a filter for the keys collection to allow me to choose to show just the primary keys. I choose the primary attribute and then set the condition to true. I'm finished modifying the options now, so I click OK to come back to the standard Display Preferences dialog, where I see that the changes I've made are now available. The date, procedures with the column controls, remember that the name is mandatory so it doesn't show here, and keys. I select the keys collection and choose to filter by primary key. When I click OK to go back to my diagram, I'm prompted to choose which symbols to apply these changes to. I select all and then click OK. In the diagram, I can see that the creation date is now displayed, along with the primary keys and the list of procedures. I hope this video has given you an idea of the power and control provided by the customizable Power Designer display preferences. For more information, see the Core Features Guide.